Hey all, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my territory. This should be a pretty cool episode. We're going to look at our territory wars from May 12th, and we're going to look at how our offenses and defenses are doing that we've previously made in this video series. So if you haven't seen those yet, make sure to check those out. And then we have a brand new team that I've been working on that I think is really cool with the Fire Sky Police. I think she's going to be awesome in Territory Wars. So let's get right into it. Yesterday was May 12th, and we won that Territory Wars. Red gave us a really good run for our money. I can't really say what their name is on YouTube, but Red was in the lead for a while, but we managed to come back. Close fought battle, so GG to them. But I wanted to show you how some of our teams have been doing. So you can see I don't really have very many defenses set up yet. I've got my Fire Dr. Evil defense, which is just a speed defense. And we've actually put it on a tower now. No one hit it this past war. We really only have a couple of defenses actually set up. So one is the Water Dome Fighter, Fire Hog, Tree Bear, who did get a win, but we're still testing it out. We're not going to focus on that today. And then the next two defenses below that are not actually defenses. Those are offenses from earlier in the series. And then we have the Water Dome, Fire Dancer, and Tree Tank. That is my first defense that I recommended. And it's gotten 2 wins. And I wanted to... So one of the things you should do when you're making defenses for Territory Wars is you should make them, rune them up properly, and then you can see what offenses are hitting your defenses, which is... You don't know that in Summoner's War. But in this game you do. So we have to see... oops, wrong thing. So we have to see who's been hitting us, and we had 2 wins. So let's just take a look at this first win. Well, so they came in with the water girl to try to take out the Fire Dancer, but they didn't target her until very, very late. And then my Water Dome Fighter just took care of the business. So strong monster, although in the patch that's coming up, she's going to get modified, so that may be a problem for this defense. But and then this was actually a surprise win, because one of my concerns about this defense is can you bookworm it? And so you come in and you think, oh God, they're using bookworm with an attack boost. And she does kill everything but the Fire Dancer. But one of the nice things about the Fire Dancer is she does good damage and she has sustain. So she just smacked around the rest of their team. And she provides her own defense break. So all she has to do is sustain herself, and she can kill off a lot of stuff. So my concern about that defense being able to be bookwormed was accurate. I need much more HP, because we saw that the bookworm got rid of both the Water Dome and the Tree Tank. So both of them need to be much tankier to be able to survive a standard bookworm team. But it also shows that the Fire Dancer can survive the bookworm, and if they don't bring in, a water unit to tank her, then she can maybe take out the offense. So that was pretty cool. And then it did get 1 loss, so let's see why it lost. And basically they brought in the Dark Clockwork, who can ignore defense on the Blue Dome. And we were not doing, and it's stunning. So that is a weakness for this defense, is that the Dark Clockwork can keep you stunned. That's a problem for this defense. So there's a counter to it now. You would have to change up the team. So if everybody just starts using the Dark Clockwork with some support from the Fire Hog, that could be a problem. And you would need to change up the team to have some immunity or some cleanse to get rid of those stuns so that you can take turns. So it could be that, instead of the Fire Dancer, you've got the Fire Hog, who can cleanse off the cleanse off the stuns. But anyway, that's how that defense has been doing. Okay, so here we have Izzy had a double bear water string maiden defense, which was really good for this double clockwork offense. So we go in, we stun the tree bear right away, and kill it off with the tree clockwork, and then we start doing damage to the fire bear, and we keep him stunned with the dark clockwork so that he just takes his own damage when he takes his turn and he's stunned. So that's a pretty easy counter to this team. Not saying it's an amazing defense. So if you see a double bear defense and you have the double clockwork offense built, it's probably going to be able to take care of it. The bear team would need to have like a speed lead to try to outspeed your team, and so that was pretty cool. I actually used the double clockwork twice because I knew it would do really well against this team. All we had to do was nuke out the water dome, and then they wouldn't have enough damage. And I have sustain, and I'm fast, so we could just outturn. Now we did lose the light sharpshooter, and she is a little bit squishy, so we probably need to upgrade her gear. And actually, so right now I'm using the light sharpshooter, who I'm also using in PvE. I need to make two separate light sharpshooters. One needs to be for just PvP, and the other one needs to be just for PvE. And then I'll have a much faster and tankier light sharpshooter for this team. So we even have the Water Dome, Fire Dancer, and Tree Tank as an offense, because in the right situation, it can be a really good offense. And that's something to think about as you're developing your teams, as you get 10 defenses made and 10 offenses made. How many of your defenses can also be an offense? And this one works. It's just the Fire Nurse is still so powerful. So we've just got to go through and try to work her down, and she keeps getting stunned, and then she removes the buff, but then we finally get the defense break on her at the right time. And now it's just a matter of the Water Dome fighter tanking the tree bear, because as long as I can keep my defense buff up, that bear is not going to get through it. And then it's just a matter of us wearing down the bear until we get a defense break on it, and then should be able to kill it. There we go. And so great, that's a defense, but it's also a great offense. And now we'll have to see how it works after this patch that's coming up. That may change. This is the other offense that I recommended. We knew if we could just get rid of that Archon, they wouldn't really have much of a chance left, because we could just defense break him, get him stunned, and the Tree Barbarian it can't handle the Fire Dome fighter. And then it's just a matter of just this light robot is actually a really good unit. It has a lot of strengths, but it can't survive 3-on-1. So all the teams that we've recommended so far are doing really well, both as offenses and defenses. And they're not going to be able to handle every situation, but I tell you, I'm really glad I built those. Those are really strong. So the new team we're going to feature is the Dark Wardeners, Fire Police, and Tree Annihilator. And the way this team works is the Tree Annihilator is going to strip and dot, and the Tree Annihilator is on bash, so it's also going to stun. So you're hoping that it stuns the whole team, and if it doesn't, it at least puts a bunch of dots on it, which makes the Fire Police do more damage. And then the Dark Nurse is there to Oblivion anything that needs an Oblivion. And also, she is there to cool down the enemy, but actually it's more important that she cool down the enemy, which then reduces your cooldown so that the Fire Police can just keep doing more damage. So that's how this team works, and we'll show you how this did live. So we went in, stunned everybody, went in with the Fire Police, almost killed the fire mom, which we then did with the nurse. The nurse is extra damage on this team, and we just shredded this defense. Not an amazing defense, but it was a very good defense for this team to hit. Great team. I really like it. The fire police is so strong. I've had it do over 40K with its skill 3, and it's not on good gear yet. So, in fact, let's show you. Nick just made a new light bear team, and Nick's light bear is actually pretty good. Plus 23K HP. It's over 1100 defense, 61% resistance, and it does a ton of damage. Then it's got the light tank to help it survive. And now this only has 1 win and 1 loss right now, but in the previous territory wars, people have been really trying to hit this, and it got like, I think it was 10 wins and 3 losses, so it was doing fairly well. But I want to show you how this new team can work against it. So the theory is you go in and you strip and stun everything with the Annihilator, and then you Oblivion the tree surgeon so that he can't remove buffs, and then you just kill everything with the fire police. And the damage reduction from the light tank really doesn't do that much. So we do want to try to see. We got 2 people stunned. Actually, I think we also stunned the surgeon. Then we go in and we Oblivion him and defense break him. Then we buff up. And then we hope that we kill the surgeon. Yep, there we go. So now the surgeon's gone. And then we put blind to give them glancing. Okay, it doesn't always work. And then this is where we're going to try to cool them down, which doesn't matter a whole lot on those 2 units. But it reduced the cooldowns in our units. So now we've got Sky Police can do her buff again, and now do her skill 3, which almost gets rid of the tank. And then we're going to dot everybody. And we get another stun in on the bear. So then we just use the Dark Nurse to Oblivion the bear, do a little more damage with the blind. Let's get rid of the tank. And that gets rid of the damage reduction on the bear. Just do some fluff damage. We got the defense break. Let's do skill 2 again. More fluff damage from the Dark Nurse. Oh, we got a stun, because I think, yeah, the Dark Nurse is on Bash also. We'll take a look at the gear here in just a minute. And we're gonna, okay, there's a stun that we really needed. Let's decrease cooldowns. And the Dark Nurse, as long as there's a defense break on the enemy team, and there's only 1 unit left, she actually does pretty good damage with her skill 3. So this is a strong team. There are other units that you can use the fire police with. So let's just take a look at, so Nick has another bear team that's currently 8 and 11, which is not bad for a defense. But it's got the fire bear, the fire police, but we can't bring in the Dark Nurse because she's a 5-star, and this team is on a 4-star only. So let's bring in another unit. And one unit I like, whenever you're going against a fire bear who can do a ton of damage, we're going to bring in the Tree Archon, because he provides a shield when the battle begins. We just need to be able to take the first couple hits from the fire bear, and as long as we can survive that, we should be able to take out this team. So here they come. They bring in their defense breaks, but my Tree Annihilator is fairly fast, so we bring in. So we did not stun the bear, which is unfortunate. Let's try to get. We did get a defense break. And we're going to try to get rid of the tree puppet, so that avoids the tree puppet being able to prevent other units from dying. And then we're going to try to do a little, there, we got the stun on the bear, so now we can do some damage. The water sky police, there we got another stun. It's great to be on Bash. And now it's really not going to matter if the fire bear takes a turn. He might kill something. Yeah, there goes the Annihilator, but we've got it. We just do another defense break. Do another nice big hit. There goes the bear because he was stunned. So we got a defense break and a stun with the bash. And then we can buff up, get rid of the defense break. And then this is where, even though it's fire on water, we should still do decent damage. Yeah, over 12k. So that's just another unit you can use with it if you're going against a 4-star tower. So I think the Fire Police is an amazing unit. I think a lot of people are sleeping on it. So let's take a look at how this team is geared up. And first we just have the Dark Nurse, and she's, like I said, this team is not on amazing gear. So she's plus 12k HP. She does have a lot of defense, so 1500 defense, decent amount of speed, 106% accuracy, and 58% resistance. So what she needs more of is obviously HP, more speed, more resistance. And I need to find, none of her gear is grinded. I mean, we're starting to. There's an HP 7% change. There's another HP, which we need a better one. But she's on defense, HP, accuracy. Bash, Inspire for other units that use attack to do damage. So that's the Dark Nurse. And then here's the Sky Police, which again, not on great gear, plus 5k HP. Does have almost 2,000 defense. Needs a little more accuracy, but then it's got crit rate and crit damage. It's on all fatal. Eventually, we probably want it on. Even Revenge would not be bad. There's a lot of different gear sets I think you could put this unit on. Triple Revenge could be interesting. But you definitely need the crit rate, the crit damage, and the accuracy to land the defense break. So she's on defense, crit damage, defense. And again, nothing is... I'm still working on my Mental Fortress team. So I need to get that going quickly. But you saw her performing with this gear, which is amazing. And then the last unit on the team is the Tree Annihilator. And again, horrible gear, but it works because it's a good, well thought out team. So only plus 4k HP, does have good defense again, and the speed's not horrible. How would you really want to ruin this Tree Annihilator? You'd want it way faster because you want it to be able to strip, stun, and dot the enemy team much sooner. You want the whole team faster, honestly, because you don't want a giant gap between the Tree Annihilator and the Fire Police. But accuracy is actually not bad. You probably want that slightly higher. And then you probably want a little more resistance so you can hopefully avoid taking debuffs. It's not here to do damage. So the tankier you can make it with HP, defense, and speed, and resistance and accuracy, crit rate and crit damage do not matter on this unit. So it's on speed, defense, accuracy, and I would much rather have it on speed, defense, HP, or speed, defense, so that it could survive a lot more hits. I just need to work on getting more accuracy in subs. But again, it's on Bash Revenge, actually, and I think that's good because it can revenge and put a dot on something, and you also have a chance of putting a stun on there. So especially if you're going against a fire bear, and this is the only tree unit you bring, if the fire bear hits it and you're able to survive that hit, you can revenge and stun the bear, which means you can then go back and do more damage with Fire Police while the bear is stunned, and you kill off the bear. So that's why he's on Bash Revenge. I really do like this team. I think it's got a lot of potential. Again, just the gear is just very basic. Okay, so we don't have a ton of summons, but we got just enough for a Twilight. And I'm not anywhere near pity yet. So I should get I'm at 7 out of 12 on 4-star, so hopefully we get another 4-star. And we're starting to get close on pity on light and darks, but we've got 12 summons. So let's see what we can do here. We still need some 3-star skill ups, including pumpkins. So let's see what can we get one lightning here. Not yet. Come on. There we go. Lightning's coming. What are we getting? Ah! Oh, they're just trolling me. Okay, yeah, so we still don't have the tree bookworm. Thank you very much. I'm actually in the process of building the water bookworm, though. Although the IVs on this are terrible, so she's just a skill up. But we'll take it. Sad, though. Okay, what are we getting? Can we get that light Popo Rider? We've been really wanting that. We're still missing a number of LD3s. No lightning. Light Popo. Another light tank. Well, nothing from summons, but that's this episode. I hope you guys like the new team. As always, feel free to leave comments in YouTube, and then also I'll have a link to our Discord. So if you want to come comment on the teams in the Discord, you're welcome to do that. And the Cube Guild is our guild. We're still in R3 for Territory Wars. We keep hovering around rank 15, 14. And we're looking for more players to do Territory Wars. So if you really like doing Territory Wars and Airship Wars, look us up on Discord. Send me a message on YouTube. We'll get together. We'll talk about you joining the guild. We're almost always full, but we are always looking to add more people for Territory Wars. So if you really like that content, look us up. We're a really fun team. We're a good group of people. We have a lot of fun in Territory Wars, and we try to do it in a non-pressure type environment. We're going to have fun, we're going to learn, and we're going to win more often than we lose. So, and get a lot of good rewards. Have fun doing it. So until next time, see ya.